Welcome, John Russo from Palm Beach Customs. This video is an overview of a car I did for myself, actually. A lot of history on this car. It was a 1957 Nomad wagon. Funny story how I got the car. I was driving a 40 Chevy to Carlisle Hershey car shows in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we were actually fortunate enough that we could park inside the car show with some good friends of mine, Narragansett Wiring Harness. They had a booth set up, and if you had an old car, you could go and get a new wiring harness. Anything that you needed made, they made. And we were next to Lynn Steele and Dennis Carpenter. Dennis Carpenter does all the reproduction, you know, for Ford. Lynn Steele makes all the rubber grommets and weather stripping for a lot of the older cars. So it's a really cool show. So it's acres and acres of cars now. So I pull in the 40 Chevy, awesome car. Cruised up there with a good friend of mine, Willie Barber. And if you see this video, Willie, you'll probably bring back memories. And we were minding our own business, and we came back to our car, get a soda and hang out with our friends, and there was a note on the car. Hey, I have a 57 Nomad wagon, and I want to trade you for your 40 Chevy. Well, me being a horse trader from way back, it didn't take too long for where I made the deal, and I was driving back in the 57 Nomad, and it was blue with a white top, and so I drove it back to my shop in Rhode Island, and we stripped it down, and it was a Florida car, originally a Florida car, so it only had one cross member that was bad. The floors were rock solid. I had a sandblasting company at the time, and I white metal blasted the car, and then we etched it with DuPont Star Blast, and then we sealed the car in epoxy primer, and we did the frame in Deltron black with, you know, original 283 engine. The car had a turbo 400. It was all original, the car, except for the turbo 400, rims and tires, intake and carb. Other than that, the car was factory original. And so we did the chassis, and I started my auto body business, and you know, we were really busy doing other people's cars, so this was something that I would allow myself a couple hundred hours a year, and I would spend 2,500 man hours to do this car. The Tri-5 Chevys generally take 500, 750, you know, maybe even 1,000 hours more than one of these Camaros or a Mustang or a simple car. So much stainless and chrome on them and extra parts, and they're big. So took some time, but we did it frame off, sprayed it all with PPG Deltron and urethane clear. And all new rubbers, carpet, seats, wiring, chrome, the whole 9 yards. And as you can see in the pictures, awesome car. I actually got into the Providence Journal newspaper article, the ultimate grocery getter. I mean, everyone should have a wagon. You know, they should probably start reproducing these at GM. But you can actually, a story for in a minute. I'll tell you another story, but. So this car got into the newspaper, and I actually sold it after about 20 years of owning it, and it was with a great guy that bought the car. So he comes to a lot of the car shows that we had, and it was, you know, usually is, you know, when you sell a car that you own, it hurts. But I was happy because a great guy had it, and to be honest with you, 70 miles an hour in this car, you could get 23 miles to the gallon with the original 283, bored out 30 over with an Eldebrock 600. So, very economical car. Of course, nowadays you can order a brand new steel body, 55 through 57 Chevy. They're actually making them about 50 miles from my shop. So, if you want some more information on the Tri-5s, feel free to get a hold of me if you have another car that you might be interested in, you know, getting restored or have some questions. Looking to buy an old car. We have pretty much a good selection of people with cars, and I actually have some cars in Oklahoma, some really rust-free cars. So hit the contact button below and get a hold of us, and make it a great day. John from Palm Beach Customs. Thanks for watching.